It's only real random God kind of stuff. Fire, stuff, skies, rivers, seas, all 4 years of darkness. Humans and dogs living together. That's terrible.
Lord Blanket has arrived. That's right. Breaking news. Breaking news. Lord Blanket has arrived. And of course, now everybody's wondering what's going on. Well, listen, I'm telling you right now that I have already written about this years ago. Years ago, I wrote about this. So, of course, let me bring you up to speed. You might be thinking to yourself exactly right now, well, who is Lord Blanket? And what is all this stuff happening? Well, I'm telling you right now that Lord Blanket is here. Lord Blanket has arrived. And yes, Lord Blanket is real. Lord Blanket, I'm going to say this again, is real. I've been telling people the whole year about this. In fact, I've been saying it all along. And while I've been saying this, everybody's just been sitting there saying, no, no. And I keep sitting there. I told them all the time. You know, I told them over and over and over and over that Lord Blanket's real. And what does everybody say? No, Sam, he's not real. Lord Blanket's just a myth.
What are you talking about, Sam? What are you talking about, huh? What are you talking about? There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a Lord Blanket.
That's what I hear from everybody. I hear it all the time.
No such thing as Lord Blanket. There's no such thing as Lord Blanket over here, over there, over there. It's just all in your mind, Sam.
It's not all in my mind. I've been telling you the whole time. In fact, I found an article from the Toy Town Gazette. Now, Toy Town Gazette used to be the newspaper of record for Toy Town. But we all know that the Toy Town Gazette is bought and paid for by Trumpy Bear. That's right. It's bought and paid for by Trumpy Bear. So that means it's just nothing more than a propaganda rag. Toy Town Gazette is nothing more than a propaganda rag. So, of course, leave it to me to go ahead and start writing for a publication, if you will, a publication. Well, let's see here. Is it working? Did we get? What do you mean disruptions? Is there disruptions already from Lord Blanket? It says poor connections. Well, if it says poor connection, the reason why I want to know is it going to come back? It says reconnecting. Well, we are broadcasting live here. This one's just fine. But I'm not sure about the Instagram cam. The Instagram cam seems to be disrupted. What is that? Is that because of Lord Blanket? Well, I don't know. Something's going on here. There it is. Okay, it popped back up. But yes, okay, so listen, I've been saying it all year long. In fact, Dead Man can back me up on this. I've been saying all year long that Lord Blanket is real. And of course, every single time I sit there and try to tell somebody that Lord Blanket is behind them, they say, no, Sam, Lord Blanket is not real. See, Dead Man knows. Dead Man knows. But I've been saying it all year long. Been saying it all year long. And like I said, I have this propaganda rag, the Toy Town Gazette, that once again is owned by Trumpy Bear. Yeah, at least that's the word on the street. So I don't want to be associated with that propaganda rag at all, which is why the LB Chronicle is back in publication. And people used to say that it was nothing more than a propaganda rag of Lord Blanket. But that's not the case. That is not the case. The LB Chronicle is essentially the reigning beacon of truth in all of Toy Town. That's right. There was a reason why the LB Chronicle was silenced years ago. That's right. Toy prosecution. That's right. It's a real thing. It is a real thing. But so I will be posting this article that I'm about to read that I wrote years ago in the Toy Town Gazette. Listen, I've been telling you this whole time, Lord Blanket's real, and nobody wants to sit there and believe me. They all said, Sam, Lord Blanket's not real. And of course he is. Even wrote something back a couple of years back. What is this? This is back in March of 2019. March of 2019. It was a warning. It was a warning called Lord Blanket is Coming. That was the name of the article. However, facts remain that Lord Blanket has arrived. Now you want to know, then you ask me again, well, who is Lord Blanket? Well, I'm about to tell you. In a stunning revelation that only I, the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, can give you, I bring to you the person who is listening to my voice important information that can change your life. Before I begin, I need to ask you one question. Did you ever lose a toy? Did you? It's something to think about for a few moments. Did you ever lose a toy? Sure, most people will probably say yes. I have lost a toy. And a lot of times, you might lose that toy and you blame it on a sibling. What about that one G.I. Joe figure? What about Barbie's dollhouse? Perhaps you lost accessories such as Darth Vader's lightsaber. Or maybe Michelangelo remained nunchuckless the rest of your childhood. Because you just assumed that they might have drifted down the creek when you were playing with them outside. Well, I'm here to tell you today, the reason why your toys and accessories went missing was because of Lord Blanket. That's right, Mary Murch just said, because he's a thief. Lord Blanket is the reason why your He-Man's legs broke. Lord Blanket is the reason why your Lion-O's eyes stopped blinking. They're glowing. Lord Blanket is the reason why your Nintendo blinks and you blowing into the cartridge doesn't do a damn thing. Lord Blanket, the Lord of all blankets, the bad guy, has arrived. But the real question is, why? Sources indicate that Lord Blanket has his eyes on all the toys of Toy Town. But I think that Lord Blanket might be a little misunderstood. I think that the propaganda campaign against Lord Blanket needs to stop. Because the real question is what is Lord Blanket's purpose? Well, we're going to get to the bottom of that. We're going to get to the bottom of that. And, of course, everybody says, has Lord Blanket arrived? He's a thief that steals hairdryers. That's right. He is a thief that steals hairdryers. I don't know what the hairdryers are for, but a thief that steals hairdryers. Anyways, no one really knows. But all I could say is that there is more to this story than we're being told. So as we move through the holiday season, make sure you continue to stay tuned in here to us, because the facts are Lord Blanket has arrived. It is the season of Lord Blanket, which starts, of course, every year on Halloween. And now, of course, the question is Toy Town safe? Are the toys in Toy Town safe? Hell, are the accessories safe? Might just have a bunch of toys wandering around Toy Town with nothing in their hands. Then what are you going to do? Huh? Going to go outside and get a couple of tiny twigs. Use those as accessories. Why? Because Lord Blanket stole the ones that were in your action figures. Just be careful out there. It's just not localized here at Toy Town. It could happen to you. That's right. The hashtag is #Hail Lord Blanket. The hashtag Hail Lord Blanket. Of course, like I said, I don't think there's anything to worry about. Once again, I've been doing this for a long time. I've known that there's the Lord Blanket out there. Tried to warn everybody. Nobody listens. But trust me on this. Trust me on this, guys. You got to trust me on this. It's going to be okay. Christmas is going to arrive. It's not like he's going to stop Christmas or anything, right? It's not like Christmas is going to get ruined, right? Well, who knows? I don't think so. I think it's a time when, maybe he's I was going to say handshake. Would that be a blanket shake? Blanket shake. I guess. I don't know. Kenzo says, I thought that he was satisfied with all the LeBron head sculpts from the Space Jam figures. Oh, indeed. Indeed. Shout out to Big M. Shout out to Deadman. Shout out to Cato. Cato's collection reviews. Cato's collection reviews. Definitely a good friend of the show. And gonna have him come back on soon. Sir Philosopher, yo, in the house. You know, Sir Philosopher, one of the interesting things about that is a show that happens after this show. So, of course, if you like this show, you're going to love that show. You know, it's just kind of a continuation of the party, if you will. You know, so that's mixtapes. That's at noon with Sir Philosopher. See Sir Philosopher in the chat. No, not first. Not first, but you're there. You're there, and that's what matters. You're there, and that's what matters. And one of the other things that matters right now is that, well, hold on. Let me see here. I think I got everything all situated and set up. What do we have? Yep. Okay. We still got a couple more moments. Well, I did want to talk about one last thing before I go to break here. And we'll come back on the other side with what we learned today. Sorry. Excuse me. That's one to learn with. We'll be back on the other side of the break with that. But one of the things I did want to talk about before we finish here is the facts. And what are the facts? Well, the facts are this. There are only one set of Ghostbusters, and it's not the Ghostbusters that you think. Now, there is a general set rule that we have here on the show that I never play the Ghostbusters theme that you are familiar with. I don't do it just because it is banned. That's right, banned. It is a banned song here on Saturday morning radio. However, one day a year, we will play it. Only because we need to have a moment where we have to talk about this issue. And it's an issue that we talk about every single year on the Halloween show. And that is, who are the real Ghostbusters? Well, the Ghostbusters is a 1986 American animated television series, right? Okay. And it serves as a sequel to the 1975 live action show known as The Ghostbusters. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. But the Ghostbusters you're familiar with was the Columbia Pictures Ghostbusters from 1984. And that show's subsequent television show that was animated, The Real Ghostbusters. Well, I'll tell you. When making their film, Columbia Pictures needed to obtain the rights to use the name from Filmation. However, the success of Columbia's unrated film spurred Filmation to resurrect their own property, producing an animated series of their own based on the characters from their earlier TV show. This animation series, known as the Filmation Ghostbusters, started on September 8th and ran through December 5th in 1986. It was produced 65 episodes. But yeah, so reruns of the show can be seen sometimes. In the 80s, it was aired on NBC. It was Tracy the Gorilla. You remember Tracy the Gorilla with the hat? Kind of has a hat like the hat that I have on right now. But Tracy the Gorilla. The reason why once again, I bring all this up is because even though we're going to be playing some Ghostbusters themes that you know, the facts remain. They are not the real Ghostbusters. In fact, the term the real Ghostbusters is meant to confuse you and used as a propaganda term to make you think that those are the real Ghostbusters, when actually those Ghostbusters are a fraud. They're a fraud, and we know they're a fraud. And of course, we know that because of how much it has been saturated throughout pop culture, making an eclipse on the Ghostbusters, the Filmation Ghostbusters, which are the real Ghostbusters. It's the facts, and there they are. It's 11:22 here on the East Coast, here on the 28th day of October in the year 2023. This is the Halloween special, the 2023 Halloween special of Saturday Morning Radio. Make sure, once again, you follow me at Sam Newsman all over social media. You can see the reels that I post every single day. Keep it real, Nate. Keep it real. Shout out to Nate. You can get TNT Nate on here again probably the next week or so. He's got to close up a series that he is doing, saving all the good stuff for last. Part 3. We don't know exactly when that will happen, but I do know he is hard at work. He's going to give us that closing one. Filmation, Ghostbusters, and GoBots are better than Transformers. Amen. Amen. I couldn't have said it better myself, Cato. I couldn't have said it better myself. Other things is, yes, download the Live 365 app, search WDCE. Also, you can go to WDCE.org. Shout out to Casual Toy Collector Flexoween last night. Probably have some more Flexoweening tonight. No, that doesn't mean, no, I don't mean it like that. No, it's, no, what are you talking about? No, it's like Flex Friday. No, Flex Friday. I can't even talk anymore. They called it Flexoween. Yeah, it was last night. Anyways, guys, listen, I'm going to be back here on the other side of this break. Got some Ghostbusters themes coming up here and a couple of sitcom themes that are Halloween related here. And like I said, I'll be back on the other side of this little music break. Make sure you're listening to the app or the website in the browser or on the radio to the only radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real media puppet. See a couple of people that just came into the chat. Make sure you go to WDCE.org. Going to play some songs here, and I'll be back here on the other side of the break in just a moment. Here, like I said, broadcasting live from the WDCE studios out of the University of Richmond. You're listening to 90.1 FM. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning.
These men are criminal violations of the Environmental Protection Act. And this explosion is a direct result of your mother's